This has got to be like the worst hair reveal ever because, you know, I'm wearing a hat and you can't see it. But here's a picture of what my hair looks like now. I promise in the next video I will not be wearing a hat. I just refuse to take this off after a long day. Anywho, on to what you're actually here for. My 12th sketchbook tour. The last one for a while. I know, it's hard to say goodbye. One of my goals of 2024 is to finish my 13th sketchbook, so you'll definitely get a review sometime in the future. Hopefully this year. But until then, you'll have to enjoy this one. See you after the tour! We are up to sketchbook number 12. I can't believe that we are at the end of this journey so far. It's gonna be a bit until my 13th sketchbook is done. So for now, enjoy number 12. Here we have this Now or Never cover, and on the back I put my little picture. I think I've mentioned this before, but I definitely recommend the brand Denick for sketchbooks, especially if you're using marker a lot. The paper is just so smooth and like dense. I don't know how to put it, it's just really good marker paper. Let's get right into the sketchbook. Oh boy. There's a lot going on here. If you couldn't tell, this was very much my Unus Annus phase. I was also super into American Horror Story, and Cody Fern specifically. So here are his two characters from two different seasons, and then just him being himself. And for all of the artwork, I did not draw any of it. I believe the artist that drew these two is Sonia Stegman. Definitely go check her out, I love her works. And I got all of these Coraline ones as a gift, so I'm not sure who drew it. But Coraline is my favorite movie, if I haven't mentioned that already. So of course they had to be in the sketchbook. Now here's the actual first page. Welcome to my 12th sketchbook. As you can see, I was really finding my style. I feel like this sketchbook definitely represents my true style at the time. And it's pretty similar to what I do now. This was just a couple of years ago. And this is when I cut my hair short. I like this opening page. I think it's my favorite out of the last couple of sketchbooks. Now this right here is an award-winning piece of art. This actually did win a gold key in the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards. Compared to my works now, I wouldn't say I like love it, but back then I was pretty proud of it. It's sort of like a take on a princess, but like in the modern day. She's just relaxing, reading her little book with her little dog. Also, compared to the rest of what I sent in for that year for the awards, I don't know that I would have picked this one, but someone in Scholastic liked it, so do with that what you will. Here we have a little cross-fandom fan art moment. This is Connor Murphy and this is Tate Langdon. I saw someone on Instagram draw them together, and I was like, oh my god, they would totally be friends. I don't necessarily like either of their personalities, so if you know the characters, please don't think that I'm like glorifying them. But just to think about the fact that they would probably be friends is like so funny. Connor is from Dear Evan Hansen and Tate is from American Horror Story, in case you don't know the characters. Here we have a little OC moment. This is a barbecue scene with pretty much all of my OCs for this universe. We have Sunny and Ray, Jewel and Pixie, Hopi, Colette, and Zach. And then we have Sunny's dogs back here, which I will get to on the next page. I really enjoyed this scene, actually. I don't draw my OCs enough, but I like imagining them interacting with one another since I see it every day. If you didn't watch my last video, I explained how I actually made original characters based on my 4 cats. So that's Sunny, Jewel, Pixie, and Hope. And if you've ever had cats, you know that they're very expressive. They're very emotional creatures. So it was pretty easy for me to like create personalities based around each of them. And I try to reflect how they act towards each other in their like OC universe. So like Pixie and Jewel are friends, but Jewel and Sunny don't really get along. And Hopi just kind of goes by herself. Except for when she's with Colette, which is her partner. So just like setting up the relationships between them is really fun for me. Now you know how they act towards each other. I also don't do much background work, so for the last 3 of them to have backgrounds is very rare. Enjoy it while it lasts because it won't last long. Here we have all of my OCs and their pets. So Sunny and Ray have Pip and Lizzie, their little dogs. Hopi has a chameleon named Rocco, and Pixie has a bunny named Flopsy. And Jewel Jewel is not in the mood for pets. She can barely take care of herself, as she says. I gave them each a pet that I thought would reflect their, like, personality of caring for another being. Like, lizards are kind of lower maintenance than, like, dogs. So I gave Hopi a lizard because, almost like Jewel, she doesn't love caring for others. And she would definitely enjoy feeding the lizard live bugs. Whereas Sunny and Ray can handle dogs. They've got their house established, they're more put together, and they care a lot about their animals. And then Pixie with a bunny just, like, makes sense to me. It's just so soft and cuddly, and I know that she would love cuddling with it. Here we have some Monster High fan art. I love reviewing things from my childhood and using that nostalgia that I feel towards them to make more art. Speaking of Monster High, I want to know your feelings about the newer Monster High dolls. The only ones that I really like are Draculaura and some of, like, the side characters. Like, I really love the Caddy Noir doll and the Venus McFlytrap doll. Like, I love those new designs. But as far as the rest of the main characters, I feel like they ruined some of them. Like, first of all, why did you take away Claudia's confidence? That was what I loved her for. And why is Laguna pink? Please make her blue again. She was fine the way she was. Yeah, I want to know your opinions because I've talked to a lot of people about this and we all kind of agree that Draculaura is the best, like, main character change. Except for the fact that in the show they got rid of her accent, which I very much dislike. Yeah, let me know what you think. Here we have some potential pin designs for each season of American Horror Story up to 1984. Either, like, pins or little sticker packs or something like that. I just kind of chose, like, 5 objects that represent the season. I think Freak Show and Apocalypse are my favorite, like, designs. If you've watched American Horror Story, let me know which season was your favorite. Here we have some iconic Unus Annus moments. Man, I miss Unus Annus. Every time I look back at these, I just think about rewatching it. And then I remember. I love the baby hands meme. And the guest star of Jacksepticeye. Good times. Here we have a drawing that I did for one of my friends' birthdays. They were also super into Unus Annus. So I drew them in, like, a half and half suit. Just kind of an Unus Annus aesthetic outfit. I wish that this suit was real, to be honest. Here were some designs that I did of characters based on Littlest Pet Shops. I don't remember exactly which LPS I chose for these, but I just thought it was a cute idea to do, like, personified LPS. I've done this before with animatronics from Five Nights at Freddy's, where I turn the LPS into the animatronic, but these are just people. Here we have one where I truly just let my imagination go. This wasn't, like, based on anything at all. I had a really fun time just kind of letting my mind wander and doing whatever came to my mind. I ended up with what I thought was, like, a really cool composition. I sound like I'm in class, oh my god. I don't know how else to talk about art, to be honest. But I really enjoy this character design. I need to do this more often where I just kind of, like, stop thinking so much. I tend to really overthink everything that goes into my sketchbook, especially when it's based on, like, fan art for a show or a person, because I want to get their likeness exactly. But sometimes it's good to just be creative. This sounds so generic, but, like, that's exactly what I did here. I like this little guy. Here we have an artwork for Spanish class. I think it was Spanish class. It was either Spanish or art class, where we had to redraw a famous painting by a Hispanic artist. So I chose Frida Kahlo, and I picked her work called Los Dos Fridas, or The Two Fridas. I just really like the symbolism behind it, where this side was more of her personality coming through, and this side was more of her being, like, traditional and being forced into, like, traditional roles. It's been a long time since I looked up the actual meaning behind it, so I'm sorry if I got anything wrong, but I believe that's what this was about. Here we have more LPS as people. These were two people that I saw in an airport that I wanted to draw, and this was just kind of my own idea. A little mishmash of sketches. I really like her color palette. Can you tell that this was during the peak of COVID? Not that I was at an airport during the peak of COVID. This was like a year after, when people were still very much wearing masks and being safe in public. As was I. Do not worry. I was supposed to go to Disney World for my Sweet 16, but that was the exact year that COVID was terrible in 2020. So we went the year after in 2021. The numbers had died down quite a bit, so we went, but we were very careful about everything. Looking back on it, I would have never agreed to go to Florida during like bad COVID times. But at the time, that was the decision. Here I drew my bestie's Minecraft avatar with her little pet axolotl. And I didn't know what to put on the rest of the page, so I just drew more axolotls. This was when axolotls were first introduced to Minecraft, so the hype was big. I like this guy. And how this one's just chillaxing. I gotta be honest, I do not like this artwork. This was supposed to be Cody Fern with like fairy wings. I thought that it would look a lot prettier, but I used this like weird sparkle that has like lines of sparkle. I don't even know. It just did not turn out how I wanted. So we're just gonna move on. Okay, here we have some Cody fan art that I'm actually proud of. This is Cody as Michael Langdon from Apocalypse, American Horror Story. I was so into that season. That's still my favorite season of American Horror Story. I don't know why, I was just like so drawn to Michael's character. I felt so bad for him in the end. I won't give anything away in case you do want to watch it. He like cries into lasagna.
Enjoy your Wednesday potluck dinner like always.
There's a part 2. Here's the other half to the Michael fan art. This is making me want to rewatch that season. I also love drawing his hair. In the last video, I definitely had more fan art of him with his long hair. It's just so perfect. Here we have Colette and Hopi. Hopi rides her skateboard. I think with this theme, I was trying to imply that Hopi was into Unisonus. I think I project onto my characters a little bit. I think I was also trying to imply that Colette has a snake, but like looking back on it, that doesn't really make sense for her character. I need to do like a revamp of my characters, because I would change them a lot, even though it's only been a couple years. Here's a piece that I did in Disney World. At the Animal Kingdom, they were doing a little like panel almost, where they were teaching everybody how to draw Baby Yoda, and there was like an actual Disney artist that was showing everybody, and when everybody else was drawing, I kind of went off and did my own thing. This doesn't look like the tutorial of what she did, but like, I just wanted to draw a little Baby Yoda in my own style. They were doing it more like realistically, but at the end I went up to the artist and had her sign it. So thank you, Heather, for teaching us how to draw Baby Yoda. Here we have some Mom and Plier fan art. This was when she came out with her documentary about going back to Korea. Her documentary was so like special and personal. I'm so proud of her for making that. When I posted this on Instagram, I actually tagged Sunuk, and she actually reposted it. I was so bewildered when I saw that Mama Plier herself reposted my fan art. That just made my entire day, my entire week, my entire month, my entire life. She was so sweet too. Love you, Mama Plier. Here we have a fan art of some Squishables stuffed animals. I got these at a little shop and I just had to draw them. They're on a little plague doctor date. The sketchbook has way more backgrounds than I thought it would. I like never draw backgrounds anymore. It's bad, I need practice. Here we had a little Instagram challenge that I did, where I had my followers pick between 2 choices for each of the categories, and they made their own character. This was back when Instagram only had 2 choices for the polls on the stories. If I were to do this again, I would definitely add more options for some of these. or like at least do like a scale. But I honestly love how she turned out. She looks so adorable. I would honestly definitely do this again. This was really, really fun. This artwork I've been really proud of for years. These are close-ups of my 4 cat OCs, Sunny, Jewel, Hopi, and Pixie. I gave them the expression that they would normally have when like taking a picture. It was really fun to just like zoom in and not have to worry about any of the proportions of their body. I think I just love drawing faces the most, and to add all the little details was like really nice. I also just love outlining eyelashes like that. It just makes them pop off the page. And we're back to Michael Langdon. That did not take long. Again with that hair, I just cannot get over it. I am so jealous of this man's hair. I know it's a wig, but like, can't my hair be that shiny? I think this one's my favorite. I think it's the most accurate. This one I'm also really proud of. It's some Encanto fan art. I made sure to get every character in there. It's a big family, that was kind of hard. As if it wasn't clear from the last like 12 sketchbooks, I just love drawing expressions. And I obviously use a lot of color. I also just love this movie. This is such a good movie. Here we have some Ethan fan art. This was when he first dyed his hair blonde. And this was like right before he dyed his hair blonde. He did a video curling his hair, and his hair looks so adorable. I just had to draw it. R.I.P. Crank Gameplays. The channel name that will live in our hearts forever. I honestly prefer Ethan Nestor to Crank Gameplays because, like, as he said, he does a lot more content than just gameplays. I just feel like it makes more sense. Here we have a TikTok challenge that I did where I gave each of my OCs a different random object from, like, a filter. If I can find it, I'll play it right now. But yeah, the objects were milk, a whisk, cactus, and a tissue box. So here we have their little scenarios. These two just made sense to go together. Here's some Chad fan art. I love the color palette of this. The greens and the purples just contrast so nicely. I was one of Chad's OG fans. I've been here for a while. And when I posted this on Instagram, Chad liked it. And she commented. I was like, ooh. I was like so thrilled that she saw it. Thank you, Chad. Here's myself in 3 different outfits. And I put some like objects that I commonly associate with myself on the sides. We have some keychains, mushrooms, candles, sushi, and this Harry Styles bag that I got at the concert. Oh my god, wait. I am quite literally wearing these pants right now. That is really funny. I only have 1 pair of dark blue flared leggings, and yeah, they're on right now. This was when I first got into Gravity Falls, so I made 2 pages of drawing all the characters, and I tried to make them look like Ford's journal, which I didn't have at the time, but I just kind of took inspiration from the artwork that I saw from the show. I think I love how Mabel turned out the most. And here's the second page of it. This was my first time drawing Bill Cipher. And I will get to this in a later video, because I definitely have to talk about this. But I did a challenge like 2 years ago where I drew 100 Bill Ciphers. More on that in a separate video because that was a massive undertaking. But that's why I said that this was my first one, because I drew 100 after that. And I'm already at like 140 something. I'm working on 200, okay? I hope you like all my little notes around there. I hope you can read them. Here we have some fan art from the show Trevor. This was an off-Broadway musical that I was super into. I made a lot of digital fan art for them, and I actually brought stickers to the show to give to the cast. Quick side note, I'm sure if you're watching this video, you probably know what Percy Jackson is. And if you've been watching the TV series, you probably know Aryan Samhandri. He was in this show, Trevor. Just to flex for a second, I was the first one to draw fan art of him. Here's proof. He commented on the artwork that I drew for Trevor that artwork was his first fan art ever. So just a little flex right there. I just had to say that. I've also met him. He's so sweet, by the way. Okay, I'm done flexing. Anyway, back to Trevor. This show is actually on Disney Plus, so if you want to watch it, definitely go do that. It's a really, really good show. These kids are so talented. Love you, Trevor cast, if you're watching this. Thank you for the gift, by the way. Here we have some drawings of Markiplier, my favorite little man. I really, really love how these turned out. They actually got a lot of traction on TikTok, and I even made them into digital stickers. I think I still have some of them somewhere, so if you're interested in buying them, DM me on Instagram. This was actually an artwork that I did close to Halloween, like 2 years ago, and I started this drawing while the power was out. So I was drawing by candlelight, because I didn't want to use my electronics. So I was like, you know what, I'll draw. And then it started getting dark real quick. So then I finished it the next day when we had the power back. But yeah, it's Ford and Stan from Gravity Falls in their Halloween costumes. Because why not? Oh my gosh, it's Court Reezy. As you can see, I have been a Reezy for years. She's a YouTuber, if you don't know her already. Definitely go check out her channel, she is so hilarious. She is just so gorgeous, I couldn't help but draw her. Court Reezy, if you're watching this, I love you so much. She would never see this in a million years, but on the off chance. Okay, this was day 1 of my college drawing class. Probably day 1 of any college class that I took. That's like actually making me sad because this feels like forever ago. This was a 5-minute sketch of a still life, and then a 10-minute sketch, and then on the back we have a 15-minute sketch. I like the hatching in this one. I remember thinking that drawing class was gonna be like so difficult because like day 1 it's pretty intimidating. Drawing still lifes is not easy. I get very overwhelmed looking at them. That's why I draw people. And finally we have the last piece in the book. Ignore the tape, this page just won't stay down. It's me with a little mushroom hat. Yeah, I just really wanted to draw myself for the last page, because why not? I feel like I draw myself a lot more than I think. But yeah, I really like drawing this one. I really like the mushrooms on the sides. As if you couldn't tell already that mushrooms are like my main aesthetic. But yeah, that's the last page of drawings in Sketchbook 12. The very last page has a bunch of stickers. Most of it is my artwork, except for obviously Harry Styles. And these little cricket ones. And this one too, that's not mine. Oh, this is the Trevor artwork that I was talking about actually. That's kind of weird. But yeah, there's Aryan, and this was the first piece of art that has ever been drawn of him. I will take my award now, thank you. But yeah, that's the book. Hope you enjoyed looking through some of my best artworks yet. Back to the other me. Hope you enjoyed my last sketchbook tour for a while. I'll definitely be making more content though, so don't worry. I definitely want to review my Inktober sketchbooks and go through a bunch of my old art that wasn't in a sketchbook. So I hope you look forward to those videos coming soon. Soon, as in like months from now. And I'll see you in the next one. Love ya! Bye! He's okay, guys, I promise. Doesn't he just look so stupid? I love this thing. This is the best purchase ever. Bye!